Welcome back to Steve's Project Car Garage. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be doing some welding on my 1969 Triumph Spitfire named Tanker. I'm going to be going ahead and welding in some braces so I can get ready to replace the floors on this car. We're going to be doing a brace from here to here, and then we'll be doing an X brace as well as one on the other side. So stick around, it's going to be a lot of fun. So in the last episode, you guys saw me trying to take off this rear wing, or better known as a quarter panel here in the States. And it was giving me a hard time. Light was getting a little bit late. So I went ahead and stopped for the night, but then I came back out a few days later and I was able to finally get it off. It actually wasn't that bad getting it off. I had some more cutting, grinding to do, but I was able to take the panel off, and I think it's pretty salvageable. There is a section though that actually had some problems on it from before that I was kind of worried about, but we're going to see if we can maybe weld that together. But it wasn't actually a result of taking the panel off. It was pre-damage. So anyways, I was able to get this off and also discovered some more rust. So let's take a look at that. So this is the lower B post, and this section definitely has more rot than I had known about. It was completely hidden. As you can see here, this is where the metal ends for this section. This is the inner sill strengthener, so that's going to be getting replaced. I'm not worried about that, but what I am worried about is right up here by the wheel well and what part comes down. So from what I can see, this is supposed to come down and go over here. So we're going to take a look and see what kind of options are available. I do know that Rimmers sells a repair patch, which I may end up getting, and then custom fitting to go in here to fix that. Or I may take some of that leftover sill that I have and see if I can maybe try to repair it myself. All right, we'll take a look. Back over here on the rear by the boot, I have some more rust that I was also unaware of. So when you look at it from the inside, it actually looks like it's pretty solid. But once you get down here and get the quarter panel off, you can actually see that there's a section missing. So this, I think, is supposed to continue and curve down like this and then come back up. So again, Rimmers and Moss also sell repair panels for this, but I may see what I can try to do to fabricate something there. But other than that, though, everything else came out pretty decently. If you can take a look, you'll see here that it's all pretty clean. So I do have those areas of concern on the inner strengthener, but I think that it's pretty salvageable. So yeah, we'll see what the future holds. So what we're going to be welding with today is going to be a couple of pieces of bed frame. So these were donated to me by a couple of friends and also someone in the neighborhood. And I went ahead and cut them up so that way we just have the angle iron that's left on it. And we'll be using this to go ahead and actually weld in our bracing. So the plan is to go ahead and weld from B post to A post, B post to A post, B post to A post, B post to A post. So essentially I'm going to have two verticals and then I'm going to have an X. And what this is going to do is go ahead and provide rigidity for the actual tub itself. When I start cutting the floors out, there's not going to be a whole lot besides the frame that's going to be keeping it in place. And so we don't want to have any issues with door gaps, and we also don't want to have any issues with the possibility of it really getting out of line. It is possible that when doing this job I could completely render the tub useless, and that would be a disaster for this project. So we're going to take some time, we're going to measure these correctly, we're going to go ahead and get them welded in, and then that way we'll be ready to go ahead and start repairing the floors. This will make access to the floors pretty difficult. I'm not going to be working on a rotisserie for this project. I think I might make one for later on in the project, but I want to do the floors while everything's attached to the frame, so that way I can make sure I have all my holes aligned and I don't worry about tweaking the body too much. And like I said in previous videos, I'm going to do one side and then I'll do the other side, so that way I still have a lot of stuff connected. The part that has me concerned though is the heel board, because the heel board does go from right here to there, and that is a major structural piece. So it's going to make having these braces put in, especially the X bracing, super important. Alright, before I go ahead and do any cutting, I'm going to first go ahead and grind these corners down a little bit so I can get the paint off of here so I have a nice clean surface to go ahead and weld to. All right, now that I got some good clean surfaces to work with here on the car itself, I'm gonna go ahead and make a measurement. I went ahead and measured this side already, and that's 36 inches just about. So we're gonna cut a piece about 36 inches in length, and this should be just about the same. 36 inches exactly. Perfect. All right, now that I got both of those cut, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is use my vice grips, get these attached, check to see if they're relatively level, and then go from there. Nice. All right, so one thing that I neglected to do before I went ahead and pulled the welder out was to go ahead and just grind the paint off of the bars that I cut here. So I had to do it off camera, but I did go ahead and grind it off. So it's got nice metal to metal surface to start working with. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is throw a couple tack welds here and a couple of tack welds here, maybe along the bottom, just enough to be able to hold this in place and give it a good strong connection. Not really too happy with the way that this top weld is coming out. It's just not getting contact. I'm having a tough time getting in there, so I'm going to see if I can try to get a better shot at it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually go ahead and stop. I'm going to grind off what I've done so far and give it another go. Let's try this again. That's a lot better. Let's go ahead and throw another one on the bottom of it, and I think then we'll be good to move on. Alright, well, they're by no means the prettiest of welds, but I think it'll do. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other side done. Alright, so what I've done here is I went ahead and I cut another section of angle iron. This is about 56 inches in length. What I did is I cut out a little notch right here. And so the idea is that the notch is going to go into this piece here. And then I'm going to get that right there. And then I should be able to go ahead and weld that all together. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up a couple of spots on here, get the paint off, and then we'll go ahead and get it welded. Well, there you have it, folks. This small project is already done. We went ahead and got the bracing welded in, so now we're ready to move on to further jobs, such as doing the floors. In the next episode, I hope to be tackling that heel board and starting to get that pulled out. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to get post notifications, and if you liked what you saw today, go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know you enjoyed it. Thanks so much. I hope you all have a great day.